welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we aren't really doing much of a workout, but I want to talk to you about knee pain. So the most common reason for people to go to the doctor or to go into PT, obviously, is for pain. So a lot of times that can be due to moving incorrectly or having an imbalance somewhere. So I'm going to go over the most common reasons behind knee pain and the most common exercises that I give my knee pain patients that helps them out. So hopefully this helps you out. So first off, we're going to start with more of a lateral walkout. This is going to help your glute med. So a lot of times when people are squatting or doing knee bending activities, even going up and down stairs, their knees will kind of go in like this. So that's usually due to a glute med weakness. So first exercise here, you can grab a band. We're going to place it around your knees. The higher up the band is, the easier the exercise. So if it starts to get too easy, move the band lower and lower to increase the difficulty. So you want to start with your feet a little bit more than shoulder width apart. And then you're going to squat down. Make sure you're keeping that good alignment in your back, that you're not getting an arch here, that you're staying in this neutral posterior pelvic tilt alignment. And you'll walk to one side. Once you finish one round, you're going to go to the other side. Now, common mistakes with this, people will take too wide of a step and then come back. So you see how my knee is coming in on that? You don't want that at all. So you need to make sure that you're not taking a step that's too wide. Even if you're kind of getting this inward collapse of your arch, that means your step is too wide. So you want to make sure that you're keeping good arches the whole time, taking steps, smaller steps if you have to. If you don't have the ankle range of motion or the hip range of motion, to make sure that your feet are staying in alignment, not falling in, not falling out, and you're staying in this good posture throughout. You don't want a bouncing motion. Okay, you want to squat down, out, together, out, together, out, together. Cool. First exercise, done. Second exercise that I usually give to patients that are having knee pain is, I call them eccentric step downs. So you can get, here I have 2 plates, which probably isn't the best, but I don't have a step. You can get a phone book. Usually I use a phone book with patients because it's thick enough, if anyone even has phone books anymore. But what you're going to do is whatever side you're having that pain on is probably the side that you have that weak glute med. So you'll start with standing on the good leg, okay? And what you're going to do is stand on the one leg, and then you want to slowly squat down, tap your heel, and come back up. You're not stepping down, okay? All of it is coming from your quads here and your glute med here. So you're slowly coming down, tapping. Now what I don't want to see is inward, okay? Then your glute med isn't firing. So the whole point of this, get a mirror in front of you. You want to watch yourself the whole time. It does take a little bit of balance. And you want that knee going straight over between your first and your second toe. So between your big toe and the toe next to it. And tapping down, coming up. Tapping down, coming up. You don't want this, where your hip's falling, in order for you to tap down. Hips stay even, tap down. That weight should be in your heel, not in your toes. Then once you do 10 on that side, then switch to the knee that's having pain. If you notice that you're having pain while doing it, your knee is either falling in or you're dropping your hip. So really make sure that you're watching yourself in the mirror to ensure that you're getting that proper alignment, and just tap and come up. If you're also having pain, decrease the height. So right now I'm standing on 2 plates. Standing on 1 plate, if I was having pain, might decrease that pain amount, okay? All right, so once you have perfected those 2 movements without pain, now we can move into the also famous squat. But there are very specific form and positional things about the squat that you should know of before performing it. So you want to make sure that your feet are a little more than hip width apart. Hip width is good also, just depends on your comfort. So I would take like 4 or 5 marches, and wherever your feet land, look at them, make sure your toes are even, and turn your toes out just a little bit. That's more natural positioning for your hips to be turned out just a little bit. So from there, you can go ahead and squat down. Now you want to make sure that your arches aren't falling in as you're squatting down. So you're not here, you're here. And as you're here, you're going to focus on your knees kind of driving out, driving right over that first and second toe, right in between that first and second toe. Now, one way you can tell if you're too wide is if you automatically come down and your arches are falling in. So if you're automatically getting this fallen arch, you're too wide. So take a couple steps in, but you can also be too narrow. So if you're here and you see your knees are starting to bow out, that's too narrow. So like I said, do your 4 to 5 marches, and that should be a good position for your legs in order to perform that squat, and squat down. Now, one thing you want to make sure of is when you're coming up, you're not seeing that. Just doing that irritated my knee. So you want to make sure that as you come down, you're still activating here, still kind of pushing out through your knees and coming straight up, not getting any of that motion. So I'll show you 1 and 2. Arches are good, knees are good in alignment, and then your back, you don't want to be here, you want to be tucked under. So perform a posterior pelvic tilt and squat down, and then you're golden. Alrighty guys, that is going to be it for this YouTube video. A little change in scenery. It's really warm today, but if you have any questions, be sure to leave them below. If you liked this kind of informative teaching video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to keep getting notifications on my videos. And I hope to get questions and comments from you guys below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.